Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today I'm excited to share with you my thoughts on this brand new fitness tracker from Amazfit. This is the Amazfit Band 2, also known as the Amazfit Core 2, because it is a follow-up to the original fitness tracker from Amazfit, the Amazfit Core. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set that down for now, and I want to go ahead and take a look at the price real quick. So this does come from our friends over at banggood.com, and you can see right now they have it for $86, and we'll run through some of the specs here in just a little bit, but that puts it at kind of an interesting price point, and I'm going to do some comparisons with some other similar fitness trackers here in just a little bit, actually at the very end of the video. So stay tuned to the end of the video if you're interested in that. So this is the package it comes with. Pretty basic package. I do like the picture here on the front. On the back, they have some of the things that it can do. So activity and sport tracking. It does have a heart rate monitor, always on color display, 5 atmosphere of water resistance, notifications, and a long-lasting battery. So they claim 20 days of battery life. Now, I haven't actually had it for 20 days, so I can't tell you if that's true, but what I can tell you is that I've been using it for 2 full days now, and let's pull it down. It's at 90%. So over the course of 2 days, it's gone through 10%. So 20 days does seem likely based off of that. So here on this main watch face, and this is an IPS color display here. And when you pull down, you can see that it's going to give you your battery percentage. Also, do not disturb. Basically, that's kind of like your short settings or quick settings menu. If you slide over from the left, it's going to give you your option for controlling music. And so I do have it connected up to my Apple, my iPhone here. And so if I were to play some music, you can see that it will work. So let's go ahead and, I'm not sure what song this is. So there you go. So you can control your music with it, so that's cool. So that's just one of the quick settings that they have available. I think they call these widgets, and there's 3 widgets that are possible. I didn't use one of them, and I can't remember what the other one is, but I'll show you that in just a second. But basically, we have the clock, we have our music controller, and then weather. So that's the weather here for me right now in St. John's, Michigan. And then we have our step counter there and date and all that. We can adjust that. There are ways that you can adjust that, but let's go ahead and run through. These are all of the different applications. So if I go here into status, you can see it's going to show you just kind of like the information about the day. So steps, your heartbeat, your distance that you've traveled, and idle alerts and things like that, calories burned. Okay, so scroll down, we have our notifications. So I'll go ahead and show you what the notifications look like. So someone just followed me on Twitter. If I scroll down, we can see that Anthony Edward tweeted about his OnePlus 7 Plus. All right, so that's what notifications look like. So it's not the greatest. You can't respond to them or anything. We do have a couple workout options here. So just treadmill and exercise are native to the watch. You can also track some other things, but they require the use of your phone, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. So you have to have your phone with you for those other things that it can track. We do have weather. You kind of already seen what the weather looks like. Then we can scroll down. That's Alipay. That is basically NFC if you live in China, so really not useful if you're living here in the United States like I do. We can set up some alarms, pretty self-explanatory. Clock, and then that's just for, that clock, by the way, is for alarms. And then we have music, and last but not least, some settings, so we can change our watch face here. So I think right now there's only 2 on here. So you can adjust that, and I'll go into the watch app to show you that. So we can lock the screen, we can find our phone, which that does work. I actually used it earlier today because I couldn't find my phone. It was hiding under a pillow, and it does cause as long as it's within Bluetooth range of your phone, it will cause it to go off, and so that's cool. Like I said, I've used that already. We have about, and then we have reset. And so you can see that as I'm going, I'm swiping to the left to go back. So that's how you go back. There is also a button here that kind of is like a back button as well. So yeah, that's about it in terms of the watch. So there's the heart rate sensor. You can see there's a couple pins there that connect up to this little charging port, and it does charge up pretty quickly because, like I said, it has a pretty small battery, but it lasts a very long time. So they say, again, up to 20 days of battery life, which is pretty impressive. All right, so that's the software on the watch. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the software on the phone. So the software you're going to use on your phone is right over here. Obviously, it's going to be available on Android and iOS. So I'm going to show you on my iPhone. So it's called Me, is what it's call, and so there it is. You can see that it's connected up to my phone right now. So this is how you're going to track activity. So if I go down here, and I better get that into focus, there we go. All right, so you can see down here at the bottom when you go into it, there's an option for activities. We can connect up with some friends. So if you have some friends that are also using this app, you can connect up with them just like you can with a Fitbit. And then over here we have our profile. So this is just your profile about you, and then you can set some goals and do some behavior tagging. But what I want to show you is actually right here. So you can see I have a couple watches connected up. Actually, my Amazfit Bip isn't activated right now. But this, when I click on the Amazfit Band 2, this is where I can change all of my settings. So I can go into the band display settings. This is going to allow me to change the watch face so you can see all the watch faces that are available. Not many of them. And some of them, especially like these really dark ones, are hard to see in really bright light. So I actually went for a walk, very bright out today. I was using that watch face and it was pretty much impossible to see. It was really hard to see even at the brightest settings on the watch. So something to keep in mind. Now this one that it's currently on, I really didn't have any trouble seeing that one. So maybe that's why that one's kind of like their main default for the display. So we can make it so that it receives incoming calls. Obviously you can't make phone calls, it just lets you know that you're getting a call. We have event reminders, we have alarms, so you can set alarms through the phone or through the watch. We have app alerts. This is where you're going to get your notifications. So you go in here and pick which apps are actually going to give you notifications on the watch. We have idle alert. Basically it's going to let you know that you've been sitting around for too long. This is discoverable. Basically what that does is that if you get too far away from your phone, it'll let you know that you've gotten too far away. We can adjust the band location to the left or right wrist. And then lift wrist to view is going to allow you to just basically lift up your wrist, and that works really well. And that's going to turn the screen on, of course. And then we can adjust our heart rate detection here as well. And that's pretty much it. Now, there is a way to obviously change it to, I have it at the moment, of course, in imperial units, but if you want, you can, of course, change that. Whoops, I went to the wrong thing there. If we go down here into settings, we can adjust what kind of units it goes to. Let's get that out of here. So we have imperial, so that's why I changed it to, and imperial for weight. All right, so that's it for the watch. That pretty much tells you everything about it. The heart rate sensor has been very accurate for me so far. It was pretty much dead on accurate with my Garmin when I went for a run earlier, so that's good. Obviously, the battery life we kind of already talked about. I've kind of showed you all the features that this thing offers. So now I just want to tell you what my thoughts are on it. Well, number one, I do think it's probably a little bit overpriced because when you compare it up to the competition, so here is the competition in my opinion. We have the Mi Band 3 and also the Honor Band 4. Basically the same functions you get here on the Amazfit Band 2 or the Amazfit Core 2, and these are about half the price. And these are also available at banggood.com. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description for all three of these watches. And then I'm going to tell you what I think my number one recommendation would be, and this is a watch that I've reviewed multiple times. This is the Amazfit Bip. So if you're going to pick up an Amazfit, I'd say probably don't pick this one up. This one can basically do all the same things that this watch does, but a lot more. This one actually has GPS built in, and so you can track your run without your phone. That's awesome. It also has a 30-day battery life versus 20-day battery life. The color screen on here maybe isn't as like vibrant as this one here, but you can actually see this one in any kind of lighting. Now, unfortunately, I'm sure the battery's like, 'cause I haven't worn it in a really long time because I've been reviewing other watches. But this one is a fantastic watch. Does more than what this watch does. The one thing you'd be missing here with this one is that it's only it's IP68 water resistant, so you can't track swimming, whereas this one is 5 atmospheres water resistant. So that's probably the one thing you'd be missing if you got this instead of this. But yeah, this one definitely has better battery life, better screen in my opinion, because you can see it in any lighting, no problem at all. Just a fantastic watch, and this one's available for only under $75 anyways. So this is the Amazfit Bip. So I'll leave a link down in the description for that one as well. But when you compare it up to something like obviously the Fitbit, when I purchased this one for my wife, it was $150. So in comparison to that, yeah, this watch is inexpensive. It can do all the same things that Fitbit Charge 3 can do. but when you compare it up to its probably closest competition, these two watches, it's definitely a little bit probably overpriced, to be completely honest. So anyways, I'll leave a link down in the description for all 4 of these watches that I talked about. All of them are available at banggood.com. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.